Darren, a 3-0 defeat, your reaction to that performance in that 90 minutes?
Well, another disappointing away defeat, another very similar away defeat. We concede, we collapse. Something has to change dramatically here, because this is happening. It's happened 4 times now, and something has to change.
Yeah, presuming at half-time, I wouldn't necessarily use the word happy, but satisfied with the performance and the resolution that your team were showing.
I would say satisfied would be a good description. I didn't think we played with enough belief in the last third attacking wise. We needed to create more, we needed to penetrate more. I thought we were a little bit slow to penetrate the areas we'd worked on. But yeah, I would say fairly satisfied. But we needed to do more to win the game. And we're not here to, we didn't come for a 0-0, we wanted to win the game. I thought we started the second half well. But Ben, it's clear as day the problem. We conceded with it's 3 goals in 7 minutes. I mean, there's an hour gone. 7 minutes before that, you're thinking, okay, you're in the game. You know, it's very, very tight. 7 minutes later, the game's over. And you're actually worried it could be an absolute paster. So something has to change. I mean, I've just said to the players, and I'm repeated in here, some of them need to start proving me wrong, because I'm really, really not happy with that. I can't stand watching that again. We need to find a way of being tougher.
And what's the big concern here? Is that there are individual mistakes in key areas, or that the opposition just seems to sort of go through at will at times?
Right. The problem is, as I've just said to them, we need to be tougher. It's not about ability. It's not. It's not. It's about being tough. It's about being mentally tough. And at the moment, we're too soft. Because clearly, at the moment, I would say if I was an opposition manager, I'd be saying score a goal and that's it, game over, away from home. Your
luck hasn't changed though, has it, Darren? And Joe Ward, presumably, was that an injury that you saw him come off at half time?
No, he was ill. He was ill. He felt ill. He reported that at half time. So obviously, I had to make a change. We brought Kwame on, who's been doing very. I know he's not been featured in first team. He's doing very, very well. Talented boy. Tough game for him. With the way the game turned out, very tough game for him to come into. I've got to say. I mean, he was only on 15 minutes and the game's done. But yeah, he was ill.
And then obviously it seemed issues with Johnson Clark-Harris, I think one time with his calf, one time with his thigh, and then Sariki towards the end as well struggling. Is this going to cause a problem going forward in terms of a lack of available strikers?
I don't know on Sariki. It doesn't look good. He's caught his studs and it's a knee problem, which is always a worry when you catch your studs. He managed to put some weight on it, so that's a good sign. Obviously we don't know yet. With John is fine injury-wise. Obviously, he's got his ban, but we've appealed it, so that was the reason why he could play. And obviously, we have to wait and find out when the hearing is.
And there's no indication of when that might be?
No indication, because we only found out about 3 o'clock today that he could play.
Right, it was that late, was it?
Yeah, we couldn't put the appeal until this morning. We did our due diligence in terms of appealing the actual 4-game ban, which we think is very, very harsh. And thankfully they said, okay, we'll suspend it until the hearing takes place. Now, when that takes place, I've no idea.
So again, it's this sort of cloak and dagger, and you're still in the dark of a certain situation.
Yeah, I think we'll know more on Monday, maybe tomorrow. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think that they're not going to just say, oh, it's going to be Tuesday night or anything. I would imagine we'll get time to prepare. You know, that's no excuse for what happened tonight, whether Johnny was playing or whether he wasn't. The problem is not going away, and it has to go away quickly, because we cannot keep doing what we're doing away from home at the moment. And I have to see, and I'm not saying anything different to you than I've said to my players, and they know themselves, the facts are there, that we've gone to Luton and lost a goal and then gone to beat 3-0. We've gone to Sheffield United 3-1, it's gone 6-2. We've gone to Reading, it's gone 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, and tonight the same. I can say it because the facts are there.
You need your leaders to step up, and obviously players are playing for their future, Darren, is that fair to say?
No, that's too harsh. Listen, this is not them losing a manager or anything, no, absolutely no way. But we need to be tougher as a group, because you're going to have tough moments, especially in this league, and you have to just see them through. You can't just do what we've been doing, because, you know, I'm sure, I know Mark well, and he's established a very, very good team. I'm sure after, you know, half time, he wasn't sitting there comfortably thinking this is going to be 3-0, because that's not the way the game was. But it's turned out that way. And it's not, if it was a one-off, Ben, you'd think, okay, but it's not. So fundamentally it's a problem when you have to. Thankfully, we've got 2 home games coming up before the break, but we can't just rely on home form. So we need to see a difference in our away form, because our home form has been good, but if you keep having these away performances, eventually it will affect your home form.
Yeah, is this one of the toughest challenges you've faced as Peterborough manager in terms of fixing this away form? Because the standard is so high in this league and there aren't really easy games to sort of address it.
No, there's no easy games, there's no. But I don't honestly think it's about ability of players, or physicality. I think it's about mentality. And that's something that is probably the most important thing as a footballer. You've got to have the right mental strength. And, you know, Coventry, when they played, I think it was last season, they only had 8 points from 11 games. You know, you have to grow into the league, but you've got to give yourselves a chance. And if we're getting beat by 25 yarders and it's 1-0, you maybe accept the quality. We're making it too easy. Once we go behind it, look, I'll sort the problem out. Isn't my biggest challenge. I have plenty of challenges, you know, and it's another one. Our home form is strong. In fact, like I've just said, we've got 2 home games coming up now before the break.
Top sir.
Any further questions?
Darren, I know you're only interested in your own team, but can I ask you what you thought about Coventry as a side?
No different to what we prepared for, no different to what we'd watched. A team that have been together for a long time. They've got a good rhythm to what they want to do. And they're a good team. Mark's done a very good job here, you know, and they're very good, especially at home. You know, their home form is good. I thought their fans were magnificent tonight, as were ours. It was a really good atmosphere. But we made it too easy for them when it went 1-0.